Welcome to Women Working in Wealth from the American College Center for Women in Financial Services. Join us as we showcase unique career opportunities and dispel myths surrounding the financial services profession through conversations with industry leaders.
Welcome to this week's episode. I'm your host, Lindsey Lewis. I am the director and chair of the Center for Women in Financial Services at the American College. We are so excited for our lovely guest that we have today. Her name is Jennifer Jost. She is a speaker, money coach, and wealth advisor. She owns two businesses, Diamond Life Strategies and Diamond Life Planning. Jennifer, how are you today?
I'm great, Lindsey. I'm so happy to be here with you.
I am very excited to have this conversation as well. I love for our guests to tell us a little bit about themselves and where they're at in their career right now.
Awesome. So I feel like I've been in this career for decades. I started in 2005. I have moved around a lot, which I'm sure we will get into our wonderful conversation. And now everything's so great. Everything's so great. I do have both of the companies. I am doing wonderful with my amazing clients in my private wealth company. And I did start the money coaching company about 4 or 5 years ago, actually 6 years ago now. And that's helping me go full circle on the mindset around money for women. So it's really fun. My days are awesome. I get to do both. And then I take women from being completely scared and knowing nothing to amazing wealth investors and, with a great comprehensive financial plan and everything else that we all do as well. So everything's going really, really good.
That is absolutely lovely to hear. I wanted you as a special guest because I feel like your money story is so powerful and can be a little bit heavy for listeners, but I would love for you to share how your money story has shaped you both personally and professionally.
So it is heavy, and I think we all have baggage, but I want to preface that that's why I'm here today. So I believe that being a financial advisor and being in this amazing industry, way back when we were supposed to be like completely different people, right? We were supposed to be the know-it-alls and stay distant with our clients, and they should just, take our advice. Well, I've chose a different route. I'm completely authentic. And who I am with you is who I am with my cat and who I am with my clients. And I am the same person everywhere. So I did decide to share my story for sure. So I've been around in several different companies and started off probably not even the easiest way possible. And it's led me to definitely being authentic in my own companies now. But I did grow up in a dysfunctional alcoholic household. Love my parents, of course. My dad passed at 94. And my mom is in a memory care now, but she's doing amazing. And I was able to go through a lot of healing with that and separate their alcoholism to who they were at heart. So of course I set up all my boundaries and all that wonderful stuff, but did not stop me from marrying into the same type of dysfunction. So I married at 19 and I had two beautiful children, Nicholas and Sheree. And after about 10 years, I said, okay, I can't do this anymore. And he did not take this well at all. And after 6 months of pure torture and just emotional abuse, he ended up taking me hostage with my children and holding me at gunpoint for an hour. And then I got away to go to work. And then I brought in the police and we had an 11-hour hostage negotiation standoff. And at the end of the 11 hours, 3 shots were fired. And he ended up taking my children's lives and his life in my master closet when I was 29 years old. As you can imagine, that's not easy to say. I'm still here and I survived for a reason. I truly, truly believe that I'm here to help empower women. And I choose to do that around money. And as you can imagine, I didn't want to live. There was no really reason to be here anymore after all of that. But I was going to therapy immediately. I went to grief groups immediately. And there was a couple in my grief group that were just sobbing every week. And it was just, so sad. And then there was another woman who lost her son. She handled her grief with such grace, I believe. And when I found out that the couple had lost their son 5 years earlier, I said, oh my gosh, I cannot do this pain like this. I have to make a decision. And I literally made a decision to live and to live on purpose. And so I just knew that I was here for a reason. So when I decided to live and to live on purpose, my whole world changed. Obviously, grief is still grief, and anybody that's out there grieving right now, my heart goes out to you, and it's okay. You know, my kids would be 33 and 36 right now, which is crazy. Their birthstone is diamond, which is why I created my companies in their birthstone, Diamond Life. I do believe that no matter what happens to us in the past, that we can all live our own diamond life. And that's what I want to help people do, is create their diamond life and whatever that looks like for them. I also believe that humor is just as healing as tears. So you will be hearing me joke a little as well. But I did have two more children, Journey and Parker. My daughter's 25, my son's 24. So I am still a mom, thank goodness. And life is really, really, really good. And of course, there's good days and bad days. I just choose to focus on the good days.
How powerful is that message to live and live on purpose, and how you're doing that through empowering women to know about their investments and their money and to make wise decisions. One thing that really stood out to me in your story is the attribute of resilience. So maybe could you provide us a little bit of context of how that resilience has played out in your career in financial services?
Yes, I feel like the ever-ready battery. Let me tell you, I have been on this roller coaster like crazy. I don't know if we can name company names, but I have moved company many, 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 many times. And you can check me out on FinRoute because you can see it all. And so I have been with the good old boys. I've been with the big companies. I've been with small companies. I've been with amazing people. I've had amazing mentors. And it's like Frank Sinatra's song, I need to do it my way. Like I literally need to do it my way. So finally, I have an amazing company that I'm working with now. That's my back office, and they're there for tons of support. I have a full staff. I'm an RIA now, so I'm a registered investment advisor, which means I was fully licensed before with broker dealers. I chose to go the RIA route because I have the money coaching company as well. Everything's completely separate and compliant. Just for all of you that are out there that know how to deal with compliance, it's been a nightmare, and I get it. We have to protect all of our amazing clients, which is what we do. There's a lot to learn along the way. My personal growth has been crazy, but moving every single time, I've started over financially every single time. And then with the divorce and starting over again in 2008 and 9, again in 2010, I basically started all over again financially. So I am not the multi-millionaire that I should be if I would have stayed in the same place for all of these years. So I get starting over, and I get the resiliency that it takes. And every single time that I've moved to a better position. I've moved to learning more about myself and the industry and the companies that I've been with. And I just want to say, keep going, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. Let me tell you.
Such a powerful example of resilience. You did mention that, each time you moved, it was for a better job or another career opportunity. So maybe walk us through for our listeners the business case for women in financial services and, why they have a place here and what does their role look like and why do you think it's a great fit for a woman?
Well, that's great. I tell my daughter this as well, who has not got this bug yet, but she is in sales, so we still have hope. So for women, I believe that our biggest attribute is collaboration. I believe that our brains work better with other brains. Like we are born problem solvers. We're born leaders with this. We take the problem, we look at everything and how everyone is going to be affected, and then we lay out a plan. Guess what financial planning is? Like, it is so amazing. So I can sit down with a couple or someone and look at their whole life around money and look at how they feel around it and where their stress is and provide an amazing plan so that they can accomplish their goals that they want to accomplish. Guess what, ladies? I also control my own calendar. So we are multitaskers. Again, another attribute-ish. I know there's pros and cons on that, but we do have other responsibilities. If you choose to have a spouse, if you choose to have children, which is your choice, if you choose to have that, and more than not, the women, I'm caring for my parents. We get, all these responsibilities fall on women. And so it takes a lot for us to get through a regular 9-to-5 work schedule. For me, it was way easier to fit it in with my daughter's cheerleading or her gym. She was a competitive gymnastics. My son did baseball and football. And for me to be able to make it to all of these things, I needed to be able to control my own schedule. I also wanted to control my own income. And I know that the more time that I put in with meeting with clients, the more money I'm going to make, period. So I can control my income. I can control my schedule. I can control my lifestyle. Even if you don't want children and I have several clients that have fur babies. Well, they can take their fur babies to work, or they could go home with their fur babies, or they actually just control their own destiny. I also have several clients that want the world. Like we were just talking about the white and cream yacht that we're going to be on and our plane that we're going to be traveling. Like you can create your own life in this business. And I also believe for me, I have to make a difference. This helps us, right? This is where we can make a difference, is helping people with their money.
Absolutely. We're going to pause right here and take a quick break.
At the American College Center for Women in Financial Services, we're promoting the advancement of women in the industry through research, education, and awareness. Become one of our Women Working in Wealth ambassadors, keep up with our latest news and events, and learn how you can help break the bias at womencenter.theamericancollege.edu.
Welcome back. Let's continue our conversation with Jennifer. I love that autonomy that you can create, your income, and really create a work-life integration. One thing that I did want to ask you is, how do you differentiate between your two different businesses as you have the money coaching side and then the wealth advisory side? Do they go in conjunction? How does it work with a potential client?
Great question, Lindsey. So it's evolved over the last 6 years. It's truly evolved. I do market Diamond Life Strategies more just because it's easier. And I believe that we have to have a foundation before we start jumping into the investments and the financial plan. So after I've been in this for a couple of years, I realized that women were still having stress. Even though I would give them a comprehensive plan, they were doing well, they had a rate of return, it was great. They were worried about running out of money in their lifetime, not what the market was doing today. And that's a different look than what the financial services industry actually does. They're worried about the market and the ups and downs daily. Well, women are worried about a lifelong struggle of feeling okay and feeling in control. So that's when I started the money coaching side of things. So what we do is most people come in through that side. We create a foundation around their mindset around money. We create automatic systems of how do they open up their expenses, their bills? How do they do their bills? How is their cash flow? How do they have a money date? That's my little go-to is I have all my clients have a money date. How is the husband and wife relating together around their goals and their dreams? So we talk about their goals and dreams and cash flow on that side of things. Some of my clients don't have assets on the money coaching side, so that it stops there. And we work with, just their mindset around money. Now I can say I've had clients with me for years and years and years, and they're still with me on the money coaching. We have a group call every week because it's really not about me. It's about the collaboration. And so when we have other amazing women that are in the same situation of wanting to grow personally and to grow their wealth, then, we're always up leveling. So we always have a room for it. But if they do need, after they go through the coaching program and they do have the foundation of becoming worthy of wealth and stepping into their money and their wealth that they have now and want to learn how to do better with it, then I transfer them over to the Diamond Life Planning company that they start with the contract there with the financial plan and then go into investments and things with that.
It sounds like an amazing tool to help women with their money mindset. So maybe walk us through how your program helps women take the fear and shame out of lack of knowledge around money or investing or a combination of all of the above.
You have the most amazing words, Lindsey. Good job. Good job. The secret to all of this is actually how we feel. And so we have to address that first. We have to look at how we feel around our money. So the first thing I have everyone do is tell me your money story. Write down your money story, everything that you can remember about money in your childhood. And then tell me how you feel about that. And yes, you're right. It brings up shame because we're women, right? We have a relationship with money. Here's the secret to everyone. Women have a relationship with money. And so we feel about our money. So when we make a bad purchase, or when 2008, 9, and 10 happened and we lost money on a house, or maybe it had to foreclose, I lost everything. In fact, I was even fired in 2013. How do you like that? From a big wirehouse company. So none of that matters though, when you know you're doing the right thing. You have to feel the way you want to feel. Of course, I felt like a failure for so long. And my clients are like, because I can't call them, right? I can have one phone call and that's it. And they're like, where are you going? I'm like, well, don't you want to know why I was fired? No, I absolutely trust you. I know you. And I know this was just a blip in your life. So that made me feel so great. So it's how we feel about what's happened to us. So if we can get women to understand that the feeling is more important than the zeros in the bank account, we will change abundance, prosperity, your stress level, your frustration. And this is how I do it. Okay, you want to play with me real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, what is one of your expenses that you have that frustrates you?
Probably a car payment.
There you go, car payment. Okay, so let's talk about your car. What kind of a car is it?
It's the car for my husband's work.
Ooh, okay. So it's your husband's car.
Well, we share finances, but he's the primary driver.
Okay, who's driving? Okay, so he's driving the car and you're seeing this bill that you have to pay every month.
Yeah, because how I view it is I wouldn't have bought a brand new car. I would have bought maybe an older car.
So you did not feel in control with that decision?
Not fully, correct.
Ding, 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 ding. There's one, control. Just put that over there. Okay, so now how long have you been married?
5 years.
Oh, congratulations. I'm
Thank
so happy
you.
for you. Okay. And do you kind of like your husband?
I love my husband. He's
You
great.
do. He's a good
Yeah.
guy. That's great. And
I'm
then
having my second baby with him, so I should probably really like him.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And so when he gets home from work, what happens? What do you guys do normally?
We make dinner together and
Awesome. Is
play
that
with our
fun?
son. Yeah.
100%. Awesome. Okay, good. How does it feel when he walks in the door?
Oh, it feels great. I'm really excited. And I love to share the responsibilities of household tasks. So
it's even help. It's help. It's less stress. It's kind of like a new toy. Every time he walks in the door, you get to unwrap. Hey, hi, you're here. So can you put yourself in that feeling? Doesn't it feel amazing?
it feels great.
Feels great. Guess what brought him home?
That car.
You got it, baby. So when you pay that bill, I want you to feel the feeling of him walking in the door.
Wow. I'm a practitioner, and that just reshaped my whole narrative
Yes.
on
Now,
that.
next time you guys make a purchase, you need to have better control for both of you. So there needs to be either a longer discussion. We need to touch the feelings around it more so that you don't feel bad about it in the first place.
Well, we should definitely look into her course or her money coaching because that just changed my whole narrative. And I know about behavioral finance. So how powerful. I would love to pivot just a little bit and see how that money mindset can help advisors that want to start their own practices, right? You move to the RIA model and, taking the fear and shame out of leaving maybe a broker dealer or a wirehouse. And how do you do that as a practitioner that wants to have a different type of relationship with your clients?
That's good. Good. I can tell you the last place that I was at, I miss them still. I'm still very good friends with several people. Like I love the atmosphere in the firm and I loved it. And I never leave. I didn't leave one of them by choice, but thank goodness it happened because I'd never be here with you, Lindsey, if that did not happen. So that's always a good thing. So for me, I feel like I need to have an intention in my life. So my intention first and foremost is to be authentic, period. I know that's me. I have to be honest and authentic every day of my life, which means if I'm having a bad day, I need to say I'm having a bad day. And being authentic and living my purpose, which is to help empower women, If you are not feeling completely supported in your intention and in your purpose, then it drags on you, right? It almost can create illness and all kinds of injuries and, just so much turmoil in your life. So get clear with you, first of all, get clear with what your intentions are. And then you want to make sure that people are supporting your intentions, no matter where you're at and no matter what you're doing. And everyone in this business, everyone's amazing in this business. Like they want to help you, but they might not know how, which is why I did move to, the RIA space where it was easier for me to be me, basically.
Thank you, Jennifer. Now let's take a quick break.
Want to join our community of women working in wealth? Follow us on your social media platform of choice at Women Working in Wealth to stay informed about upcoming events, industry developments, and our fellow flock members making waves in the field. We hope you'll join us in our mission to break the bias.
Welcome back. Let's continue our conversation with Jennifer. What if you have clearly defined intentions and we might be working at an institution that is not supportive of that? How do you know when to pivot or if you should pivot? Because, with financial services, kind of staying out of one company for a long time has a little bit of clout to it, what have you. So maybe walk us through, hey, I have very clear intentions, but I'm not feeling that support. How can I have that conversation with my boss, or do I need a pivot? What does that look like?
Great question, Lindsey. And you're putting me on the spot because it's tough to answer these questions authentically. First thing I'm going to say is women, no matter who you are, what industry, no matter what's happening, we need to use our voice. We have to use our voice. It's not enough to just have good intentions anymore. You actually have to use your voice and be in action. So even if you just have a feeling about your intention, you need to voice it. And I believe that women need women to help us get aligned with our intentions and be able to maybe structure the conversation with your boss or the people. So I'm part of Women in Insurance and Financial Services, WIFS. Guess what? I don't know if you know this, but I get to be the keynote speaker this year on the last day of the convention, of the national convention. I'm very excited. So this will probably be rolling out right about that same time.
Well deserved.
Thank you so much. I'm excited. So get a tribe of people around you that understand this business, your industry, what you're trying to accomplish. Before you do anything, get very supported somehow, somewhere, some way. American College, reach out to Lindsey. She'll put you in touch with the right people. But you need to have a group of people behind you to support you so that you can voice it where you're at, because we can make changes all day long. Every firm wants women and they know how amazing we are. And we are the future, ladies. What is it like? I don't even know how many trillions of money is going to move into women's hands in the next 15 years. And guess what? We are the beneficiaries because we outlive the men. So women are going to be beholder of so much wealth in this country. And it's not our fault that we were not educated. We were not educated. We were thought to get married and have babies way back when. So we are doing the best we can at where we're at right now. But we all need to learn more from someone that does not make you feel bad, but actually makes you feel good and supports you. And that's why women financial advisors are going to be such a hot commodity for the next 10 years. Like, I relate better with women. I love men and I'm single, just saying, but I relate better with women. So I want to learn from a woman. I feel less shame that way. So females are going to be really, really wanted here.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. My question for you is, how can women play their careers as a team sport rather than individually? So in the past, a lot of times women were a little bit more cutthroat, or you saw what's called horizontal oppression, because if only one woman can advance, I'm going to attack another woman. So how can we elevate and help other women as they navigate their career journeys? How do you elevate them? How do you make financial services a team sport for women?
I'm going to start with Michael Jackson's song, Man in the Mirror. You have to start at home. You have to be okay with who you are every single day. And until you are that, you will be that cutthroat, catty woman that we do not need any more of. You have to be okay with who you are. Once you are okay with who you are, you can see the abundance and the prosperity is just so vast that we are short thousands, probably millions of women in this industry. Like, there's so much to go around. There's so much to go around. And the more we have women in this industry, the better it's going to be and the easier it's going to be for us. One of my best friends ever is another advisor. Two, I have a couple. And with the women in financial services, I have very close friends in there. We're all advisors. There's a few insurance women that we love as well, and we're not competitive. I want her to succeed. If I want her to succeed, she wants me to succeed. I'll call her and say, what can I do? Like, we all want each other to succeed. So let's throw out the old mindset. That's baloney. We can all succeed. We can all succeed and help each other out. And that's what we need to do. Women feeling worthy of wealth is going to change this world. Just saying.
I could not agree with you more. One thing that I want to ask you as well is you have definitely personified being authentic. And sometimes in the industry, you hear, you need women that are like the men, like same thought process, same how they dress, same, which I think, tearing down those barriers and being our authentic self. So how can a woman show up as her authentic self if it's very different than the stereotypical male advisor?
Well, that's exactly why I've left where I've been in the past, because I could not. And I played that game and I won that game. I won awards at every single firm that I've been at, actually even won #1 National Advisor of the Year, the only woman on the stage. So I get that. I used to wear my hair up in a bun, suit, whole thing, closed toe shoes, no dangly earrings. You notice now I have long blonde hair, earrings, and I even have cleavage, and it's okay because I actually have a brain as well. So sometimes we cannot, but the more we do and show up who we are, the more we're going to make a difference in our current firms of where we're at, because we can still rock it. Like, my clients love me. They love me. They love who I am. They love me all the way around, and they refer me all the time because they can trust me. Authenticity sells trust. And that's what our clients want. They just want to trust us. So I believe that the more we step into that authenticity, the more we are who we are, the more women are going to be respected in this industry for being women, just like men were, because they were the more on the intelligent side is what I feel like. Intelligent might not be the right word, but they were the educator. Like, we all went, and I did it myself. I was 40, came into some money, and I didn't know what to do. So I went to a man in the 3-piece suit in the high-rise building because I didn't know how to invest. That's how I got into the industry, because that investment didn't do anything over 10 years. So I jumped into the industry because I did it at 30 and nothing grew. So it's not like that anymore. We can learn just as much as there is out there, and we need a team. I have an amazing team helping me get where I'm at. I do not know it all, and I don't want to know it all. I want to rely on others that are smarter than I am to help me help my client. And that's first and foremost.
I love that. Being authentic builds that trust, and that's how you make sticky clients for the long haul. So, want to be respectful of your time, and I think you're going to do an absolutely fabulous job at National WIFS. And if you're interested, you can definitely look up Women in Insurance and Financial Services, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So the last question I have for you is, if you could go back to your 20-year-old self, what advice would you give Jennifer at that time?
I actually would have taken more chances. I took the safe route a couple times in my career because I was afraid. I started my own company, Serenity Wealth, in 2000 something, and then got approached by someone who was going to pay me a base salary. And I was a single mom, and I took that base salary instead of going out on my own years ago. So I would have taken more chances and listened to my own gut and my own intuition. And I'm not necessarily saying going out on my own or anything like that, but I think I followed everyone else, which we do need to be coachable because we need to learn, but then don't be worried and make a decision from fear. Always make a decision from what's going to make you happy.
I love that. Listen to your gut, take that chance, make that decision from a place that makes you happy. So for our listeners, how can they stay in contact with you or get to know Jennifer?
Oh, thank you. So I'm definitely on LinkedIn, Jennifer Jost. I actually have a website, jenniferjost.com, That's my speaker website. You can go on there and take one of my money quizzes, and then you're going to get my funnel forever, and I'll have your email so you'll know when I'm doing events and stuff. And Diamond Life Planning is my financial planning website. You could check that out, see how wonderful my team did on building that website. And you can always schedule some time with me on all of those websites. I have a chat with Jennifer schedule. Happy to chat.
Perfect. Well, I hope you all take advantage of that opportunity. Jennifer, it has been a real pleasure. I love the lessons that we learned about being authentic as well as taking those chances, and what a powerful story of resilience. So thank you for your time today, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Lindsey.
Thanks for joining us, and please leave a rating and review. To keep up with future episodes, subscribe to our show and follow us at our Women Working in Wealth social channels. This has been Women Working in Wealth, brought to you by the American College of Financial Services.